Hello class 7. So another class, we have finished the first topic about the tissue. I hope you have got your assignment and you have seen the video, you have read those concepts that I have sent you, and you have been working on your part that I have given you, the work that I set for you. Now this is the next topic we are going to do. That is, it's written there, photosynthesis. You have heard it, you have done in class 6 also, functions of leaf. One of the main function of the leaf you have learned, photosynthesis. You are used to this word, it's nothing new for you. So today we are going to study in detail about photosynthesis, right? Okay. Now, photosynthesis, which process, which function is called photosynthesis? That is preparing food. The process of preparing food for the plant, that is called the photosynthesis. The green plants, they prepare food, and that is called, the process is known as the photosynthesis. Now, where is food prepared? Where does your mommy cook food? What is that room called? Kitchen, right? Food is cooked in the kitchen. So same way, the plants also, they cook food in their special parts. So which part of the plant is called the kitchen? The leaf. The leaves, the green leaves are the kitchen for the plant, and they prepare food in the leaves. So how do they prepare food? What do they need to prepare food? When is the food prepared? Where does the food go? What type of food they make? These are the short answers we have to find out from a lesson. Then only we can do the full process of photosynthesis. Now the main answer you will get from the name. Photosynthesis. Photo, what is the meaning of the word photo? Light. The word photo is associated with the word light, and synthesis means to prepare, to make. So that means photosynthesis, you get two main words here, two main meanings from the word itself. One is the light and to prepare. Prepare what? How? When? Why? Let's find out the answer now. So I'll draw and I'll make it simplify for you. I'll draw it and show you. This is a leaf. I'm drawing a simple leaf. This is a leaf. You have done plant tissue. Remember the first topic we did the plant tissue, and you have learned that the vascular tissue is the one which is present in the midrib and the side veins. Why I am talking about the vascular tissue? What is the function of the vascular tissue? Which cells make the vascular tissue? See, all the chapters are interrelated with each other. Unless you know your previous chapter, you will not be able to proceed further. So it's very important that you learn your previous chapters very carefully. Vascular tissue, if you remember in the plant tissue we did, xylem and phloem. And the function is conduction, transportation. Remember, when I drew it on the board, for xylem, I drew upward arrow mark, and for phloem, I drew downward this arrow mark. Go back to your video and you can see it. Why? Because xylem transports, what does it transport? What does it conduct? It conducts the water. From the root, the water which is absorbed from the root is conducted, taken by the xylem and taken up. Up where? Up to the leaves. So the xylem here is present. This is the part, midrib, the veins which is made out of the conducting tissue. Keep that in mind. Now, this is a leaf which is green. Green means what makes the leaf green? Which pigment? Chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is present in this leaf. This is a green leaf. So I write chlorophyll here. That means the word chlorophyll means it's a green leaf. All the cells, they contain chlorophyll, the pigment. Now I will draw here 1, What is it I'm drawing? What is it? Sun. What is the purpose of drawing sun? This is light energy. Now, any work, you have done energy, no work can be done without energy. What is energy? Energy is capability, or it is the way, that is, any work is done with the help of the energy. So which work is being done here? Photosynthesis. So it's need energy. Without energy, no work can be done. So what energy is plant using? Light energy. When is the light energy available? During the daytime. So that much is fixed. During the daytime, light energy is used. What is the role of chlorophyll in this? It is only chlorophyll, mark it very carefully. It is only chlorophyll pigment which can absorb the light energy. If we could absorb the light energy, we could sit in the sun. There was no need for us to take the food. We would have taken the energy, we would be able to do the work. But we need food for what? We need food for the energy. So only the green cells of the leaves, they can absorb this light energy. What does it do with this light energy? We cannot use light energy as it is. So it changes it into chemical energy. That light energy is converted into chemical energy, because chemical energy is the form which can be readily used by your body, readily used by the cells. So it is, so you can say, in another sentence we can say, the whole living world, all the animals, plants, everyone is depending upon what? Chlorophyll. If there was no chlorophyll, there will be no life on earth. Because we know, if you trace back the food chain, you will remember, we all depend on the green plants for the food or for the energy. And who is the energy giver? From where this energy is coming? From light. Who is taking it, absorbing it? Chlorophyll. Okay, that's first step. Second step, we have seen that light energy by chlorophyll is absorbed and converted into the chemical energy. Second. Third, what happens with the energy? What are the raw materials? The raw materials for this photosynthesis, one is water, which is brought up by which tissue? Xylem. Xylem is bringing up water up to the leaves. So all the cells of the leaves, they have got what? They have got water. So let's say it has got water. All the cells, they have got the water. And the another substance needed is carbon dioxide. These are the two raw materials for preparing food. From where the cells will get carbon dioxide? Yes, from where the cells will get carbon dioxide? They are all living. What will they do? They are breathing. Continuously we are breathing. All the living cells are breathing. Which gas is taken in? Oxygen. Which gas is given out? Carbon dioxide. So all the cells, living cells, they are giving out carbon dioxide during the, as they are breathing. By the process of respiration, they are giving out carbon dioxide. So cells are already having carbon dioxide in them, which has been liberated, which have been given out in the cell by the process of respiration. And you know, respiration is a continuous process. Day and night continuously is occurring. So all the cells are giving out the carbon dioxide. If by any chance there is shortage of carbon dioxide, they will absorb it from the atmosphere. If there is excess, that will be given out. Clear? So this is the, so two things needed for photosynthesis is carbon dioxide and water, and all the cells are already having them. Now first step absorbed, second step converted into chemical energy. Now the third step, what happens, that energy which has been used up, it helps to split up the water into active hydrogen and oxygen. What are the two things in water? One is hydrogen, one is oxygen. So the energy is used up, it is used to split up, break down this water into hydrogen and oxygen. We write it as active hydrogen. This is the oxygen which is given out to the atmosphere. Very, very important function of the plant, how the plants are useful to us. They maintain the oxygen carbon dioxide balance in nature. All the living things, all the plants, all the animals, they are continuously taking oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. How green plants are useful to us? They are using the carbon dioxide and they are liberating oxygen back to the atmosphere to maintain the balance. Otherwise, what would have happened? There will be less of oxygen. Oxygen would be finished from the, very, very low in the atmosphere, the percentage will be there. So whatever is used for respiration during photosynthesis is given back to the atmosphere. That's a very important point, function of the, or you can say usefulness of the green plants. They give out the oxygen to maintain the balance of oxygen, carbon dioxide in the nature. So now what has happened? Third step. By the one process, that energy which is made is splitting the water into hydrogen and oxygen. This process here, what is this called? Photolysis. I'll give it to you in the theory part. Photolysis. Again, photo. Photo means with the help of the energy which has been absorbed from the light, but now has been converted into chemical energy. And this is to break up, to synthesize. So water has been split into hydrogen and oxygen. Third step. Fourth step, the carbon dioxide which is already present in the cell. All the cells have carbon dioxide in them, either given out by respiration or absorbed from the nature. This carbon dioxide will now react with hydrogen. This is active hydrogen. This hydrogen will combine with the carbon dioxide. And this will make the food which is glucose. This is the food which is prepared. This is the glucose. Now, so 4 steps. If I write it, the 4 steps. First step, absorption of light energy by what? By chlorophyll. So I'll write it here, chlorophyll. Chlorophyll absorbs the light energy. Then what does it do? Changes it into chemical energy. Why? Because the cells cannot use the light energy directly. It has to be converted into a form which is readily used by the cells. Now, with the help of this energy, what happens? Photolysis. It's very easy. You go through the sequence. Photolysis means what happens in photolysis? Now, it is breaking up, so naturally energy will be required to do the work. So, water splits into hydrogen and oxygen. This oxygen is given to the atmosphere. Now what is the function of this? This hydrogen will now combine with the carbon dioxide present in the cell. And when it combines, what does it make? Here I'll also write this is combining, plus here I'll write energy, and it is called we'll write it as ATP. It's a compound, adenosine triphosphate. You don't have to learn the name in detail, ATP. Now it's not so simple. Series of reactions take place. So many reaction changes. But we are not going to do into detail now. You'll do it in class 9. I'll just give you the overall picture in general. Now this is the food prepared. Now the interesting part. You know glucose is soluble. So the plants are preparing the food, glucose. Now they have to convert it into insoluble form. Why? Otherwise what is happening? This one, during the daytime when this food is prepared along with the glucose, another thing, water is also given out. Why? Because you see, the roots are absorbing water continuously. They're sending it up through xylem continuously, whether it's day or night. But only during the daytime the water is used for the preparation of food. All the water are not needed. So what will happen to the excess of water? And this also you have done. Function, transpiration. Remember, transpiration is the giving out of excess of water. So the extra water, this is here, which is given out by transpiration. Okay, now, unless this is soluble, unless this is converted into some insoluble form, along with the transpiration, it will evaporate out, right? So why the plants are preparing the food? Just to give it out, or to store within them? Yes, to store within them. So immediately when the food is prepared, this is glucose, it is converted into starch, which is insoluble form. You don't have to learn the formula, just write starch. So glucose, as its food formed, is glucose, soluble, but immediately converted into starch. And the phloem cell conducts the food, so it will be stored in the leaf cells during the day till the transpiration and the water is being evaporated out. When the photosynthesis stops, or when you can say that during the evening time, or you can say when there's less of food, only then this starch can be reconverted back to glucose, and then by the phloem cells, the process is called translocation. From the name only you can know the meaning. Location means different places. Transport. So phloem transport the food to different parts of the body, and excess of food will be stored in the storage organ, like potato. The cells, they store food, so excess of food from the potato plant will be stored there. So it's a very simple, it looks such complicated. So 4 steps. First is the absorption of light energy by chlorophyll. Second, conversion of the light energy into the chemical energy. You know the reason? Because we cannot use light energy directly. This energy is used up. Then third stage, what happens? Splitting up of water into hydrogen and oxygen. And along with that, ATP, a compound, is formed which stores the energy. For the whole process, the energy is there. Now then the fourth process will be combination of this carbon dioxide and hydrogen to make the glucose. Clear? So now I ask you few, like it can be a quiz, it can be a viva questions also. You can explain what is photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? The preparation of food by the green plants, especially the leaves, with the help of the carbon dioxide and water during the daytime is called photosynthesis. So I ask you the question, when is the food prepared? I've drawn the sun, so what will be the answer? Daytime. Now I ask you why? Why only during daytime? Because the light energy, the energy needed for the whole process is obtained from the sunlight. So the light energy is used up. Then who, or we can say where? Where does it take place? In the answer is given in the diagram only. Where does it take place? In the green leaves. Again, why only in the green leaves? Why not in any other part of the plant? Because of the chlorophyll. Only chlorophyll can absorb the light energy and convert it into the chemical energy. What are the raw materials? What are the raw materials means what are the substances needed for preparing food? Carbon dioxide and water. Which type of food is prepared? Which type of food is prepared? Glucose. Again, why it is converted why it is converted, it's prepared glucose, why it is converted to starch? Because glucose is what? Soluble. So unless it is converted into some insoluble form, it will go out along with the water. So it is converted into starch and kept there. Later on, it can be reconverted back to glucose and transported. Which tissue, which cells transport the prepared food? You have learned in the tissue system, the phloem. So phloem will take it to all the parts of the body, a plant body, and then excess of food will be taken to the storage organ of the plant and it will be stored there. You eat carrot, food is stored in root. You eat turnip, that's also a root, that beetroot that you eat. You eat radish, that is also root. So some plants, they store food in root, whichever may be the storage organ, root, stem, leaf, that will be taken and stored there. Clear? So this is the part about the photosynthesis. You have got the diagram. You don't have to write big sentences. Only by drawing and through this flow chart, you can explain the whole topic very nicely. Clear? Any question? I'll just repeat very quickly. I'll end up my lesson here. Important things during the daytime. Only green cells with the help of carbon dioxide and water. Food prepared is glucose and stored in form of the starch. Now there are two questions there, short questions. Now if you are asked, the oxygen which is given out during the process of photosynthesis, I haven't written it here, it's also oxygen. Food is prepared, oxygen is given out and water. Now the oxygen which is given out, from which compound, from where it is coming? Very careful about it. It doesn't come from carbon dioxide. It comes from the water. By the photolysis process, water splits up into hydrogen and oxygen. Oxygen goes out and this active hydrogen combines with the carbon dioxide. Right? So that's okay for today.